In this video, we will learn about freezing, vaporization, and condensation. Let's start with freezing or solidification, the process in which a substance in liquid state on cooling changes into solid state at fixed temperature is called freezing or solidification. The fixed temperature at which freezing of liquid takes place at standard atmospheric pressure is called its freezing point. So here we can observe that solid is getting converted into liquid by melting or fusion, and in this process heat is absorbed, and if we perform the opposite process we can convert liquid into solid by the process called as freezing, and in this process heat will be released. Here we have some of the examples. On cooling, water freezes into ice at 0 degrees Celsius, and again freezing point of mercury is minus 39 degrees Celsius, whereas freezing point of molten wax is 55 degrees Celsius. The heat released by liquid during its solidification at freezing point is known as latent heat of freezing, and its value is exactly same as the amount of heat absorbed during melting of solid state of that substance. For example, water on freezing at 0 degrees Celsius releases 80 calorie per gram of heat, and the latent heat of fusion of ice is 80 calorie per gram of heat. So we can say that similar amount of heat is absorbed and released during the phase change. Moving ahead, let's understand about vaporization or boiling, the process in which a substance in liquid state on heating changes to vapor, that is gaseous state, at a fixed temperature is called vaporization or boiling. Here we can observe that liquid is getting converted into gaseous state on boiling or vaporization, and in this process heat is being absorbed. The fixed temperature at which the liquid boils at standard atmospheric pressure is called its boiling point or vaporization point. For example, water boils into steam at its boiling point of 100 degrees Celsius. Boiling point of alcohol is 78 degrees Celsius. During boiling process, heat is being supplied, yet the temperature remains unchanged at the boiling point of liquid till whole liquid is transformed into gaseous state. This is called as the latent heat, and in this case it is the latent heat of vaporization because there is phase change from liquid to gaseous phase, and this latent heat is the hidden heat which is required for the phase transition, that is from the liquid state to the gaseous state, and hence it is called as latent heat of vaporization. The heat supplied during the boiling process is known as latent heat of vaporization of given liquid. For example, latent heat of vaporization of water at 100 degrees Celsius is 540 calorie per gram or 2.26 into 10 to the power 6 joule per kg. Now let's understand condensation or liquefaction, the process in which a substance in vapor, that is gaseous state, on cooling changes into liquid state at fixed temperature is called condensation or liquefaction. The fixed temperature at which the condensation takes place under standard atmospheric pressure is called condensation point or liquefaction point. Here we can observe that gaseous state is getting converted into liquid state, and in this process heat is released, and this process is called as condensation or liquefaction. For example, steam on cooling condenses into water at 100 degrees Celsius, and during condensation of gas into liquid, heat is released which is known as latent heat of liquefaction. Numerically, latent heat of liquefaction is equal to latent heat of vaporization. For example, steam gives 540 calorie per gram heat during condensation into water at 100 degrees Celsius, and we have also seen that latent heat of vaporization of water is 540 calorie per gram. So we can see that latent heat of liquefaction is numerically equal to the latent heat of vaporization. It is due to this reason that burns caused by steam are more severe than the burns caused by boiling water, because steam contains the latent heat of vaporization. I hope this topic is clear to you. Thank you.